Hello and welcome to this general reading for April 2018 for Libra. For this tarot reading, I'm going to be using the past, present and future spread. Now, I've already shuffled the cards and drawn them out so we can get straight into it. So the first card is the past. So the past card is going to refer to anything that's already happened. So that's like the months before April. So it could have been March. It could have been earlier in this year. Basically anything that has already happened before the time you're watching this video. So for the past, Libra, this month you have got Judgment reversed. So in reversal, Judgment still is very often a card about jumping to conclusions. As well as decisions and judgments which are maybe too hastily made. So if you are prone to such things, then this is a clear signal to slow down and give things a bit more thought and give the people around you more chances maybe. I feel like you've possibly recently reached a conclusion a little bit too quickly and maybe not given somebody a fair chance. I feel like you've been running from judgment yourself as well. So you've been trying to escape the judgment of others. Maybe people have been trying to label you as something which you don't feel that you are, and you didn't really want that label. In fact, I don't really think you wanted to be labelled in any way at all. I feel like you've been avoiding judgment, maybe not allowing people's judgment of you or your behaviour to stick. You're just who you are, and you're in control of your own mind and your own actions, and no one else can tell you how you should be or what you should do. Which, that's fair enough. We all have our own mind, and yeah, you shouldn't let others judge you. Judgment's definitely being deflected, so basically whatever's happened, your story going forward doesn't have to be tainted by the story of your past. So every day, just remember that it's a new page that is not yet written. So when the judgment card is pulled, the invitation here is to ask if you've been hard on yourself recently, or maybe you've been too hard on others. Like I was saying, maybe you've jumped to a conclusion too quickly. But instead of doing that, you should move forward by seeing problems as they arise as opportunities instead, opportunities for growth and for greater understanding of life. Continue to deflect judgment, not just judgment from others, but the judgment you have of others as well. So let any poor judgments that you make yourself, try and let them drop away, because sometimes it's easy to judge a book by its cover. It's easy to see someone and think badly of them when actually there is really no reason and they've not done anything wrong. It's really easy to quickly come to a decision, especially if maybe somebody else has said they don't like that person or they get a bad vibe off them. So just keep deflecting poor judgments and really think about things before you come to a decision. So the next card is your present card. Now that refers to now. So it refers to, whenever you're watching this video, around this week, this is what the present card is referring to. So for the present, in April, Libra, you have got the Eight of Swords. Now I get the feeling the energy on this card is frozen, and it's unable to make movement. So I feel like maybe you're cocooning yourself away a little bit, keeping yourself protected in your own little bubble, away from any maybe potential drama or disagreements or interference from other people. I'm not sure hiding away is necessarily the right thing to do. I don't know exactly what you're hiding from. We all, as humans, we need a little bit of solitude. We need to hibernate from time to time and have a bit of time to ourselves. But I feel like you got a lot of that last month, and now it just feels like maybe you're stunting yourself and holding yourself back from growing and developing and taking opportunities. It definitely feels like you might be missing opportunities and not really moving forward. You're just kind of staying in the same state and growth seems to have stopped, which is a little bit, well, it's not good, is it? This card can ask you to look at the stories that you're telling yourself about your options. If you seem to be stuck or you have a mental fog, this card, it can remind you to take steps towards reclaiming your personal power, so reclaiming the clarity you have in your mind. You can begin by changing your thoughts, updating your stories. Instead of focusing on any confusion or lack of clarity that you have, try and train yourself to look for small steps towards mental freedom. So basically, if you're telling yourself negative things like less productive things that aren't moving you forward, try and change the way you're thinking a little bit. Maybe you are just tired and maybe lacking energy, but try not to shut yourself off too much from the people and opportunities around you. I can't see a clear reason for why you are doing this, but this card shows that those times where there seems to be no solution in sight, that no matter how hard you try to think of one, you can't see how to correct the situation. Even the harder you think, the more trapped you believe that you are. This card shows you those times when you feel stuck and at your worst, you doubting your own ability to disentangle yourself, and your own limiting beliefs, like the stories that you say to yourself about the world and how things should be, they might be the very things that are limiting yourself. So maybe you're the person holding yourself back. I think you need to try and look at your current situation and your current experience from a different angle, because the current way you're looking at things, it doesn't really seem to be giving you any progress. Like I said, it feels like you're just standing still. You're not really going anywhere. So be really honest and transparent with yourself and what your current experience is, and try to reframe your thoughts from a different perspective. Try and see the positive in whatever's happening, and I think that will in turn open many doors for you and help you get unstuck and move forward. Okay, so the next card is your future. Now, this card will refer to anything that hasn't yet happened. So in the future, if you're watching this at the beginning of April or maybe the end of March, then the future could be sometime in April. It could also be beyond April. It could be the months after April. So the future is basically any time after you watching this video. So for the future, Libra, you have got the 7 of Swords. So this card gives me the feeling that you're hiding something that other people might want or need. It's like there's people around you trying to finish a jigsaw puzzle maybe, and you are hiding the final piece. Not literally, this is in a metaphorical sense. So you are holding back progress for others maybe. They're looking everywhere and you are just causing them a failure because you won't reveal this piece to them to fill in the whole picture. So often this card represents deceit and concealing a secret. So are you hiding something from someone? So ask yourself, are you hiding something from someone, or is someone hiding something from you? Maybe this is why you were cocooning yourself in the card before, so there was an actual tangible thing, but you maybe don't want people to know or see about you, and therefore that's why you've been reducing contact with others or cutting yourself off really. I'm sure it's not really that bad. I get the feeling that you're not worried about this, but that maybe you feel more embarrassed if people found out. This card can also draw your attention to some of the more slippery mental tendencies that we have, such as procrastination and avoidance. In your present card, you are kind of avoiding opportunities and stuff, holding yourself back, staying still. It looks as if in your future you might still be doing this. Sometimes it is useful to find mental distance from a situation. So try and detach yourself mentally and stop overthinking things. Pay attention to where you might be deceiving yourself, or someone close to you might be deceiving you. So that self-talk? Is it? Are you telling yourself things that aren't really real? Are you just sabotaging yourself, or are you listening to the words of someone else that's trying to sabotage you? Like choices, friendships, relationships, work, they're all at the forefront of your awareness at this time. Is there a need for any immediate change in any of these areas? It's okay to make mistakes, and I'm sure whatever this thing is, if you're concealing something yourself, but the people that you care about, they care about you enough to forgive you. Secrets aren't good for anyone. They are quite damaging if we keep them inside and bottle them up. And I feel like getting this off your chest and out in the open will really do a whole heap of good. So maybe just think about opening up and being honest, and is this really going to be as bad as you might think? Because I'm not really getting the feeling that it is. I don't think this is something huge. I mean, maybe a group of people need you, and by your keeping yourself to yourself recently for whatever reason, it's detrimental to this bigger goal. So they need you because they will only succeed if you're with them. Maybe you're part of a band or a sports team. Something bigger than yourself needs you back to complete it. This is a time to look at the past and see how you have tread your path, and think how you would like to continue moving forward. We must learn from our mistakes and learn from others so that we can always keep moving forward in a positive way. If we aren't learning from what we do and from what others do, then we'll become stagnant and stay in one frame of thinking. So a bit like in your present card, it felt like you were stagnant, you're trapped in a way of thinking, maybe like some sort of belief you had of yourself. It felt like you were just being restricted. You want to have learnt from that lesson. Don't bring that into your future and keep restricting yourself. Learn from that and move forward. If you don't learn from things, it is so restricting on so many levels. As humans, we're designed to kind of keep learning and growing throughout our lives. You never stop learning. And I feel like now is a good time to trust your gut instinct on things. And if you're struggling to learn from that experience and get over it, maybe sometimes an outside person from your situation can give you a better insight on something. They can see something that's obvious that maybe you can't see. So if you have someone close to you that you can confide in and maybe give you a different perspective on things that can help you progress and move out of whatever mindset it is that you're in, it might be helpful for you to get a different perspective on things. But yeah, basically, don't hold yourself back. Stop restricting yourself, whatever it is, whether it's your own self-talk or someone close to you that is making you feel like you can't achieve the things you want to achieve. Learn from it. Don't let this continue to hold you back. Just move forward, trust your gut instinct, and go for things. Stop missing opportunities. And also, if you are holding a secret, I think it might be good not to hold on to that, because bottling things up isn't good for anybody. So that was your general reading for April, Libra. And if you like this reading and you want to get a general reading every month, then please do subscribe to the channel, because I do a reading for each sign every single month. And if this particular reading resonated with you, it'd be great if you liked or commented on the video, because it's always good for me to get feedback, and it's helpful to know if things made sense to anybody. So if you're still listening, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you again next month in your general reading.